As governor, how would you meet our commitments to education, specifically addressing the issues of cost sharing and paying for quality education?
You know, I think in Connecticut we have had a series of governors who don't set our priorities, and quite frankly, I think education has to be our priority. It is our #1 job development issue confronting the state. We don't do a good job in higher education. We don't do a good job in secondary education, and we're going to have to refocus. The reality is that I've already told you we support education at state government at 13% less than the national average. That was not always the case. That grew up over the last 15 years. That's got to change. We're more reliant on property taxes than any other state in the nation to pay for education. Ultimately, that has to change. We're going to have to change how we do business if we want to compete in the future. And I've done it. Listen, I'm from a school system that educates more English language learners than any other system in the state. I've had that kind of experience of turning around, working to turn around an educational system. I've worked with some people in this room about on the issue of educational reform. Priorities have to be set, and a governor has got to be the champion of education in this state. And when it goes to special education, absolutely, we should recognize that children with special needs are all of our children. They are all of us. We're in this together. To penalize one series of communities or one tiny community because they have a child with profound health care or educational needs is unfair. The state has to step up to the block. Finally, let's stop having governors who punt today's problems into next year's or the years after budget. Historically, Connecticut's advantage in the Industrial Revolution was we had the best education system in the country. And we've allowed our leaders to put that system in danger. 13% less than the national average funding. We've made teachers the enemy, quite frankly. We've opened schools this year with 1,200 fewer teachers than we had last year. We've closed a vocational high school in this state under the leadership of this governor. Happens to be in my community. The reality is we do not have a government system that honors education. If we had, we'd have a first-class engineering university or college program. If we did, we would celebrate our teachers. If we did, we would pay for education differently. We would not be more reliant on property taxes than any other state in the nation. We would be talking about sharing income, sales, hotel, or utility taxes directly with communities who pay the brunt of education expenses in our cities. That's why we have this property tax problem.